Alrighty, we have another video by Mr. Omeezy. Now, I did my initial take on this video, which I think is the first video on my channel. You can go see for yourself how I was moving. I did hear that she got arrested. I can admit when I am wrong.
So DoorDash just deactivated me 2 days after I reported my sexual assault. They have my money in that account. I was working! I was literally working! And they deactivated me!
You guys remember the viral DoorDash girl from about a month ago who claimed to be essayed while doing a delivery? She stated that as she walked up to the door to make the delivery as instructed by the person ordering food, she noticed that the guy was on the couch, seemingly passed out while he had his pants down to his ankles. Now in the video, it stated that a man named Austin orders DoorDash, selects the option to have the order left at the door, sees his DoorDasher, me, has a female name, falls asleep on the couch with his pants down and the door wide open. Now where the woman messed up is not only did she put his name out there, but she also put his address and what his home looked like. Also the fact that he was naked, she displayed that online, and that's wrong. And not just wrong from a moral standpoint, but literally illegal. And that's why today she is locked up somewhere, because she has recently been arrested after getting hit with 2 felony charges: unlawful surveillance and dissemination of surveillance images. Reports say that according to authorities, the woman's story did not align with the evidence, while what began as a call for justice has escalated to a criminal case. Internet users are still grappling to understand the twist in this story. It goes on to say, according to the police account, the suspect, a 23-year-old woman named Levi Rose Henderson, visited a customer's address on October 12th to deliver food in a contactless drop-off manner. However, she proceeded to open the closed entrance door and went inside. She found the customer asleep on the couch, wearing his trousers down. She recorded the incident, but later posted the blurred footage of the act on TikTok.
She proceeded to open the closed entrance door. See, this was not in the original. We didn't have this information.
Claiming she was sexually assaulted. Now, this would contradict everything that she said in the beginning. And
bro, this is such a huge plot twist, bro. You're telling me this woman, originally there was no footage, there was no proof or evidence of her going into this man's house. And there was so much misinformation, there was so much AI, there was so much BS surrounding this whole thing. So there was never any solid things for us to really, digest. You just had to pick a side and run with it. The fact that she went inside of this man's house and found an opportunity to try to take advantage of is sickening. It is sickening. Now, my original take, somebody go watch the first video and be like, what, you on her side, bro? Wasn't that you defending that spoiled milk?
She may be mentally ill.
Huh?
I don't know why she wanted to victimize herself.
Huh?
And she's literally made a mountain out of a molehill.
You gotta give these niggas consequences. My thing is, and I can admit, I was wrong, nigga. I was wrong, okay? I didn't know. Based off the information that I had, I thought my original take was that she was wrong for going to social media, for posting it, doing all these things. That was weird to me. My whole stance, if he left the door wide open and she didn't enter this man's house and his meat was just out and it is cold outside and the light is on and he's just visible to the public with his meat out, he should also be condemned. He should also be bashed because he is weird. My whole thing was that why was nobody calling out his weird behavior? But if we are saying that she entered this man's house, we have to start eliminating these niggas. Because if not, this actually might be how the world ends, nigga. This might be exactly how. This is just gonna keep going on. It's gonna keep going on, bro. I'm tired of these entitled brats, bro. Lord God, Father, forgive me for even trying to defend this spoiled milk. This spoiled milk is sitting here lying. You know what happens when you drink spoiled milk? You get 2 felony charges. That's a good one. I'm glad to see it.
a lot of us, myself included, fell for the okie doke. Hell, I remember there was a video where somebody actually went to the guy's house and then they took pictures of the house and there was no Ring camera there. But the report and the accounts from the officers are saying otherwise. However, footage from the Ring camera revealed that the customer did not invite her inside. The detectives later determined that he was not intentionally exposing himself, nor was there any evidence of sexual assault. On November 10th, she was arrested for charges related to 2 Class E felonies, unlawful surveillance, as well as the dissemination of unlawful surveillance images. That just means distributing the images that were taken during the unlawful surveillance, so the video online. Now, these aren't just some light charges that are like community service slap on the wrist. Each of these charges apparently have up to 4 years of prison tied to them, which I ain't gonna lie, at that point, I'm snitching. It don't even matter if it's something snitch worthy. I'm finding something to snitch on. 8 years in prison is absolutely insane. Now, if you got your bingo cards out, the report states that she did illegally enter this man's dwelling and take pictures of him while he was in a vulnerable state. So if you had your money,
Do you know how crazy this is? To enter. She entered a man's house, recorded him, and was trying to get a bag. Bro, you had so many people supporting you. I wasn't on your side. I just thought it was weird that wasn't nobody talking about him. But I can admit, because doing some yapping and hollering. I can admit that. But the level of entitlement from this spoiled milk to enter a person's home and try to take advantage of that situation and just lie the entire time. Was she not getting money? I may be wrong about that. I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure she was getting money off of this. Because she lost her job. It's just crazy that this is even a card to play. You're telling me that it's possible for somebody to just play victim like this? I'm glad she arrested, bro. Throw her behind the jail.
down for she did a B&E and broke into his house, then hey, you get the money. Now I'll have to wait and see if the Ring camera footage actually does come out, if she actually gets hit with these charges. But I believe that there are 2 things about this situation that are extremely interesting. The ability to galvanize the internet about your story, about your plight, about your issue is extremely powerful. I know a lot of people gravitated towards this story for a lot of the reasons why a lot of people would gather towards this story. Young white girl, damsel in distress, playing on the heartstrings of victims in the past. I think my biggest takeaway from this situation is that there is a continuous misinformation and disinformation loop that exists on the internet. Now, as it seems right now, she herself is the start of the disinformation loop. But at this point in 2025, all we have to live off of are videos. We can't take words seriously anymore. And even those videos can be, corrupted and distorted. Now, look, I'm not saying that I'm above the madness. I too jump into the fire like the rest of the crowd. But throughout this whole cycle, it was interesting seeing how many people were ready to jump out on a ledge, put out a cropped image, say that something that existed that actually didn't exist existed in order to spin their narrative about this young girl and her situation. The sad part about it is it's actually so easy to be deceived on this internet, and it's even more harder to find the truth. This generation is supposed to have access to information fast, but that doesn't always mean that it's good. And it also doesn't help when even the creator themselves is saying stuff that has holes in it, flaws in it, doesn't line up with this, that, and the third story. It makes it to where even in the follow-up videos, you have to question what they're saying.
I have obtained irrefutable proof that the door was already wide open when I arrived to the customer's house.
Irrefutable proof? Are you serious?
But due to its importance, I cannot post that proof at this time.
Now, I know everybody's looking to jump and pile on this woman, and hey, go ahead. I'm not gonna stop you, rightfully so. Because in a lot of her videos, she does say some things that are out of pocket and crazy.
I was kicked out of this apartment 6 months ago. Nobody is currently living in it. How did I get in? That's a secret I'll never tell.
I just want to say that a fucking MILF just dropped off my McDonald's. Thank you, Sue. You have my address. Come back sometime. Come back when your shift's over.
Now, about this situation, whether you're on the winning side, the losing side, or you just stayed neutral, what is very interesting to me is that there was a lot of
This shit is disgusting. Oh my gosh, this shit is disgusting.
Information and disinformation about the situation. I saw a bunch of random tweets popping up on the timeline claiming that they knew the guy in the house and that he does have a Ring doorbell camera and that they knew to talk to the guy. They talked to the actual man in question. And let's not forget about the slew of videos that came out surrounding the situation depicting there being some sort of a Ring camera doorbell, door knock-in type situation going on.
There is Ring footage from the DoorDash video. Watch. Okay, if you somehow haven't heard the news by now, allegedly people on the internet claim that the man on his couch in his own house has ring camera footage of the whole situation going on, which has people outraged.
That's AI.
But
That's all
probably
AI.
the craziest thing about this whole situation is everybody keeps flip-flopping on whose side they're actually on. Personally, I did the same thing. First I was defending her, then I wasn't, then I was again, and I'm just all over the place. Now, I've done a lot of research about this, and I actually couldn't find the footage anywhere or the man talking about where the footage is. Now, this could just be another thing where the internet just spreads rumors for attention, but the DoorDash girl hasn't uploaded for a week on her page, which has people questioning what's going on with her.
I just think that it's interesting to note that people are so
I hate when I talk too fast. I have a main channel video actually talking about this exact same thing. We have so much accessible information. We have so many resources, and we are still an uneducated generation. And it makes no sense. It literally makes no sense. And it's also disheartening that there's so many people that just spread misinformation for no reason. For no reason. They just do it for clicks and views, bro. There were so many people that was putting out these fake narratives, these fake AI videos. And AI is another situation that the government needs to take. There's too many problems going on. But the government definitely needs to put an end to this AI shit. Not completely. I mean, like, it needs to be a stamp or something stating that this is AI in order for you to post it. But it's just so crazy how much information there was out there, bro. You literally had no solid evidence. And then the only solid evidence that you had was the original video, and this bitch was lying. Who am I to believe, bro?
invested in this situation. They're willing to go so far to prove their point that they're even generating Sora fake AI videos to prove that this girl broke into the house.
Leave the food by the door. No, I'm going in. I am the victim! I am the victim! I am the victim!
Leave the food on the door?
Oh, we're cooked.
Nah, I'm going in now. I am the victim! I am the victim!
These aren't even good AI videos. Now, you and I, as trained AI viewers on this channel, which I've got to do more AI videos, because every time I text my mom, she like falls for some sort of AI scandal. It's a process, chat. It's a process. You've got to hold the hand of the elderly, because people are falling for this actual content. They are thinking that this is real. And whether it turns out to be the actual depiction or not the depiction, the question is, why are people so ready to put this disinformation and misinformation out there in order to get a win in the conversation? As stuff started to come out, I felt like I was almost in a CIA Black Mirror episode with how much to bat people were going for these different individuals. And on the flip side of the AI videos that were in defense of the man who was naked on the couch, there was also disinformation and misinformation put out in an attempt to protect the woman in this situation who claimed she was the SA victim.
Again, I can't say for certain if that is true or not.
Well, hear me out. I can see why he was defending her, if you know what I mean.
Now here's a picture of Austin and what he looks like. And yes, I did blur out somebody who was with him because that is not right to put her in the picture. But I did end up finding his Facebook, and it was from the same town that he is in, and everything tracks. Now, I did end up finding his Twitter as well, and he has not posted anything on the whole situation. Now, lastly, Casey had said that there was a case on Austin. And as you can see, there was a case with Austin. I blurred out his last name because I don't want to dox anybody, but he did have a case for disorderly conduct. Now, looking more into the case, you can actually see that he was in trouble for indecent exposure, but since it was his first time, it got moved down to disorderly conduct.
And see, this is where I step out of the conversation. I don't know what type of day and age we're in, but the stuff that I'm seeing that people are willing to believe disinformation, misinformation, AI videos, fake content, etc., in order to prove their point, to get their shit off, is really, really strange and unbelievable. I get it. You get some sort of instant gratification in the moment of being on the right side of history. But I promise you, there is no scorecard for Chatter 707. There's no scorecard for X creator when it comes to who's right or who's wrong on these different things. And ultimately, we have to check, and this is just another time. And I'm not saying that I'm not like totally blameless in this conversation, but this is another time where we have to check what we are putting out there, check what's being pushed to the forefront. I bring up those obviously bad AI videos in this conversation because I saw big TikTok creators actually put that shit on their page and pose it as real video. Forget if they get vindicated in December or whatever. That's not right. Like, that's just not right at all. And I know.
Yeah, once you have a platform, you can't just believe anything. Because the moment that you believe something and you spew it out to your audience, they're going to be digesting it like you're breastfeeding them. They will believe everything that you tell them. You can't just spew anything out there to your audience, bro.
People will be ready to jump on the bandwagon and kind of poo-poo on her for all the things that she's done in this situation, the potential lies that she's told, etc., etc. But I will say we are creating a pretty bad environment here where people are allowed to use AI video, this much disinformation, this much misinformation in order to get their shit off about any sort of actual situation. It's the evil world we live in, man.
If you see anything on the internet and it is not from a valuable, credited source, automatically assume it's fake. Anytime I see something on TikTok, I go and I do my research to see, okay, is this true? Did this nigga really die? Or are they just saying that? That's also weird to me. They'll literally just be like, yeah, Morgan Freeman died today. And I'll be like, Morgan Freeman? You look it up, the nigga's, he's still kicking. He's still in there, bro. I still don't know if Betty White is dead, but they were saying it for years. Every year they would just be like, Betty White is dead. I'm like, really? I'm not sure if she is, but yeah, you just can't believe anything out there, man. You can't.